I want you to say the number 5, just out loud, but at the exact same time, hold up 3 fingers.
5.
How'd that feel?
Okay, that actually felt like a physical glitch in my brain. My hand desperately wanted to match the word.
Right. It takes actual effort to mismatch them. And here's where it gets really interesting. According to the research we're diving into today, if I were watching you do that, my brain wouldn't listen to the word 5.
It would see the 3 fingers.
It would look at your hand and just register 3.
Because the visual completely overrides the verbal.
By a massive margin. The stat in the source is, 12.5 times.
Wow.
The human brain is 12.5 times more likely to believe a gesture over a word. So if I tell you I have this huge, massive idea, but I'm holding my hands, 6 inches apart.
I don't believe you. Not really. I might hear the word huge, but my primitive brain just sees small, and the visual wins.
Every single time.
Every time.
And that's really the core of today's deep dive. We're looking at the work of Vanessa Van Edwards, specifically her breakdown of cues from her conversation on the Diary of a CEO.
Right.
And the big idea here isn't about manipulation or learning to lie. It's that we think we're communicating with words, our emails, our presentations.
Our scripts.
Exactly. But we're actually communicating through this hidden language of signals.
It's like the subtitles of social interaction.
Yeah.
And I think most of us are walking around with our subtitles completely mismatched to our audio.
Which is a terrifying thought. So we're going to decode that language today. We're looking at the biology of charisma, why you might literally be smelling fear in your meeting.
Oh, that study is wild.
And the specific cues that determine if people trust you or if they respect you. And I want to be clear, this isn't just for, the socially awkward.
No, not at all. Though Vanessa does call herself a recovering awkward person.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually most critical for high performers.
Right.
The people who have the skills, they have the brilliant ideas, but for some reason, they just hit a ceiling. They get interrupted. They can't close the deal and don't know why.
It's the smart but invisible problem. And Vanessa's research highlights this one metric that honestly, it explains so much of that frustration. She says 82% of our first impressions.
92%.
It comes down to just 2 traits, warmth and competence.
That's it, just those 2, which sounds really simple, but it's actually a very, very difficult tightrope to walk.
Well, let's get into the charisma matrix she outlines, because this is where I think most of us fall apart. You've got warmth on one axis, that's your trust, your friendliness, are you safe? And on the other, you have competence, capability, power, can you save me?
And if you skew too far one way or the other, you end up in what she calls a danger zone.
I feel like I've lived in both of these zones. Let's start with high competence, low warmth. This is the brilliant jerk, right?
Yeah, totally. They're smart, they're impressive, maybe a little intimidating. But because that warmth is missing, we just don't trust them.
You respect their output.
But you suspect their motives. If you're in this zone, people might work for you, but they're not going to collaborate with you. You trigger this defensive response.
But the flip side feels almost worse. High warmth, low competence?
The pushover.
Yes.
This is the person everyone likes. They're sweet, they're so safe, but when they have a serious idea, nobody listens.
They get interrupted.
They're not taken seriously because they haven't signaled that they have any power.
So the holy grail here, what we call charisma, it's not some magical personality trait. It's just hitting that sweet spot. High warmth and high competence at the same time.
Exactly. And that's why this whole idea of the it factor is a myth. Vanessa's whole point is that charisma is just the result of broadcasting the right signals. It's a learned skill.
It's not a genetic lottery ticket.
Not at all.
There is a story in the research that is it's brutal, but it proves this point perfectly. The story of Jamie Siminoff.
The founder of Ring, the doorbell company.
Which he sold to Amazon for $1 billion.
$1 billion.
But before that, he went on Shark Tank. He pitched the exact same product, had the same business plan, and he got absolutely crushed.
Walked out with nothing.
Vanessa went back and she analyzed the tape of that pitch. And her conclusion wasn't that the sharks hated the product.
No.
It was that Jamie was sending all the wrong cues. He looked nervous, he was sweating, his voice was shaky.
So he had the content, right. The competence was there on paper, in the business plan.
Yeah.
But he failed the connection. This is so crucial. Investors, bosses, clients.
Yeah.
They rationalize their decisions with logic, but they make them based on a feeling of safety.
So if a founder looks terrified,
The investor's brain just screams risk.
it's not this business is risky, it's this person is risky.
Precisely. And Jamie Siminoff even admitted it later. He was incredibly anxious. He was sweating, couldn't hear the sharks properly. He was in a low competence signal state.
And later, selling to Amazon, he had mastered those cues. Same person, same idea, totally different signals. But you mentioned the sweat, and this leads to the part of the research I found genuinely disturbing. The sweat study.
The gross science part of the deep dive.
Because I always thought, okay, if I'm nervous, I'll just put on a poker face. But you're saying I can't hide the smell.
Apparently not. So researchers collected sweat pads from two groups. Group A ran on a treadmill, just normal physical exertion sweat.
Okay.
Group B went skydiving for the first time.
Pure, unadulterated terror sweat.
Exactly. Then they put people in an fMRI machine, a brain scanner, and had them smell the samples. They didn't tell them what they were smelling.
And what happened?
When they smelled the skydiving sweat, the amygdala, the fear center of the brain, it just lit up like a Christmas tree.
No way.
They literally caught the fear.
Yeah.
They felt anxious, but they had no idea why.
That is just, it's wild. It means the emotions are literally airborne.
They are. It's an old survival mechanism.
Yeah.
If we're in a cave and you smell fear on me, it's a good idea for you to be afraid too, because a tiger's probably coming.
All right.
We are designed to catch each other's moods to survive.
But in an office, that's a total disaster. This is the Q cycle she talks about.
The Q cycle, yeah. If you walk into a negotiation and you're internally panicking, you are broadcasting that chemically and visually. I catch your anxiety. I start feeling uneasy.
And then you see I'm uneasy, which makes you even more nervous.
And suddenly the whole deal falls apart.
Yeah.
And nobody even said a mean word.
So when we talk about bad vibes, we are actually talking about biological signals.
It's a feedback loop. And it usually starts with what Vanessa calls resting bothered face.
Oh, I suffer from this. I think it's just my face, but people think I'm plotting something.
Well, it's gravity. When we're neutral, the corners of our mouth turn down, the eyebrows droop a bit. So we think we look neutral, but to everyone else, we look angry or sad.
So I'm sitting there thinking, I'm just listening intently, and you're thinking,
He hates my idea.
yeah.
And because of the Q cycle, if you look angry at me, I start feeling defensive, and then I stop giving you my best ideas. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Okay, so we know the problem. We're leaking signals that hurt us. Let's talk about the fix. Let's start with competence. For the listener who's good at their job but feels like they're not getting respect, how do I signal I am powerful without being a jerk?
The first one is the easiest one to implement, but almost everyone gets it wrong. It's your hands.
The jazz hands data.
Well, controlled jazz hands.
Ooh.
Vanessa's team analyzed thousands of hours of TED Talks. They compared the viral top-tier talks with the ones nobody watched. The content was often similar, but the hand gestures were completely different. The least popular speakers used about 271 gestures in 18 minutes. The viral speakers, 465. Almost double.
Why does waving your arms around make you seem smarter?
It's not just waving, it's about visibility. Go back to the caveman brain. If I can see your hands, I know you weren't holding a rock. My brain relaxes. If you hide your hands in your pockets, under a table, my brain goes on a low-level alert.
What are they hiding?
Exactly. But it's also that using your hands to explain things,
Yeah.
what they call explanatory gestures, it signals you know your stuff so well, you can double track. You can talk and illustrate at the same time. It just screams competence.
So hands out of pockets. And there's one specific gesture she recommends for competence, right? The steeple.
Yes, you see this everywhere with CEOs and politicians. Fingertips touching, palms separated, making a little triangle.
It feels a bit Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Excellent.
It can be if you do it too high, near your face. But held at your chest or waist, it's the universal sign of I am poised, I am certain. And it stops you from fidgeting. If you don't know what to do with your hands, just do the steeple.
Okay, so hands visible, use the steeple. What about the voice? Because I've noticed when I'm unsure, my voice goes up at the end of my sentences.
The question inflection, we all do it. Hi, I'm Steven. I'm the host.
It sounds like I'm asking permission to exist.
It signals a total lack of conviction. You're
Yeah.
literally asking the other person to validate you. And there's this study on surgeons that is, honestly, it's terrifying.
Their tone of voice correlated with getting sued.
A direct correlation. The surgeons who used a downward inflection, a statement tone, were sued significantly less often. I am Dr. Smith. This is the procedure.
Versus the surgeon who says, hi, I'm Dr. Smith. We're going to try to fix your heart.
Exactly. If you sound like you are questioning your own competence, The patient or the client is going to question it too. The downward inflection just signals, I am in control.
So the tip is simple. When you say your name, end with a period, not a question mark. I'm Stephen. Done.
It's a tiny adjustment that changes the whole power dynamic.
Okay, one more for competence, the lower lid flex.
Ah, the blue steel.
It sounds funny, but it works.
It does. It's when you just slightly harden your lower eyelids, like a tiny squint.
Huh.
Biologically, we do it to narrow our focus on a target or a threat.
So in a meeting, it signals, I am laser focused on what you're saying.
Yes, it's signal scrutiny. But, and this is a big but, there's a warning label here.
Okay.
If you're talking and your boss does the lower lid flex at you, you need to stop talking. Because they are scrutinizing you. They're skeptical. They're trying to figure out if you're wrong. So don't just plow ahead. Pause and ask, does that make sense? You have to address the skepticism.
That's a great save. Okay, let's flip the matrix. I'm competent, I'm doing the steeple, I'm downward inflecting, but now everyone thinks I'm cold, I need warmth.
This is where we need to signal safety. Tell the other person's brain, I am a friend. And the most effective way to do this is the triple nod.
Is that just nodding 3 times?
It's the tempo. A fast nod, the bobblehead, signals impatience. I know, hurry up! The triple nod is slow. 1, 2, 3. It's like a nonverbal ...
It's an invitation. I'm listening. Keep going.
And the research shows using it encourages the other person to speak 67% longer.
67%. That is a lifeline for introverts. You don't even have to talk. You just nod and they carry the whole conversation.
Exactly. It makes the other person feel fascinating. And there is nothing warmer than making someone feel heard.
And you couple that with the head tilt. My dog does this. Why does it work on people?
Pure biology. The carotid artery in your neck is your most vulnerable point. So when you tilt your head, you're exposing it. You are non-verbally signaling, I trust you not to kill me.
That is so primal. Here is my jugular. I trust you.
It sounds dramatic, but the brain gets it. It's a deep signal of empathy and safety. If you have to deliver bad news, tilt your head. It softens the whole interaction.
No, we have to talk about smiling, because the just smile more advice can backfire, right?
Oh, it does. A fake smile is actually a danger cue. We can spot it a mile away. Vanessa calls it the Duchenne marker.
Right, a real smile has to reach the eyes.
Correct. It engages the muscles around your eyes, gives you the crow's feet. A fake smile stops at the mouth. And the studies show looking at a fake smile creates dissonance in the observer.
My brain sees a smiling mouth but dead eyes, and it just thinks, deception.
Right. So it's better to just have a neutral face than a fake smile. You have to find a real reason to be happy to trigger those eye muscles. Otherwise, it's worthless.
Okay, let's make this practical. We're at the networking event. We have the body language. What do we say? Vanessa says to go on a diet.
What do you do? Diet. I love this.
Why is that question so bad?
It's the junk food of conversation. It puts the brain on autopilot. I give my rehearsed answer, you nod, neither of us cares.
So what's the alternative?
You need a question that triggers a little hit of dopamine. She suggests asking, working on anything exciting recently?
It's a subtle shift, but exciting is the key word.
It lets them choose what to talk about. Maybe they hate their job, but they'll tell you about their garden. You're asking them to access a positive emotion, not just a job title.
And then there's the master key question, the self-narrative question. Which TV or movie character is most like you?
This one is amazing. It bypasses small talk and goes straight to identity. It's not about their taste in movies. It's about how they see their own role in the world.
She told a story about asking a good friend this, expecting a light answer. And the friend said, Katniss Everdeen.
From the Hunger Games.
Right, and you think, oh, cool, she's a hero, but that wasn't it.
No. Her friend identified with the survival part. She felt like she was constantly fighting for her life, unable to trust anyone. And that completely reframed how Vanessa saw her.
It changes everything. If you know your friend sees herself as Katniss, you treat her differently than if she sees herself as, I don't know, Ted Lasso.
It's a shortcut to deep understanding. I asked a colleague this once, and they said Sherlock Holmes. And I thought, oh, you see yourself as the smartest person in the room who has to solve everyone else's problems? It explains so much.
I tried this on myself, and I landed on Will Smith in The Pursuit of Happiness. That constant anxiety of I have to keep running or it all falls apart is a bit of a wake-up call.
But that's the power of it, as a diagnostic tool for yourself, too.
Before we wrap up, I want to touch on one last thing, because we've given a lot of rules today. Nod 3 times, talk like this. It can feel like we're trying to be perfect robots.
Which is the trap. The goal is not perfection. In fact, perfection kills warmth.
The spilled smoothie study, the pratfall effect.
This is such a relief for clumsy people. They had someone pitch a blender. One scenario, the pitch was flawless, perfect. In the second, the presenter spilled the smoothie everywhere.
A total mess. And the results.
The audience rated the spiller higher in likability.
Why?
Because the perfect presenter creates tension. We're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. We think, nobody's that perfect, what are they hiding? When you spill the smoothie, you release that tension. You signal, I'm human.
And we trust other humans.
But there's a big catch. The pratfall effect only works if you have already established competence. If you're incompetent and then you spill, you're just a mess. But if you're smart and capable and then you spill, you're a lovable genius.
So don't lead with the spill.
Establish competence first. Then let your humanity show.
So let's bring this all back. We started with the idea that our brains read signals 12.5 times more than words. We need to balance warmth and competence. But what I love about this is that it's not about changing who you are.
No. It's about readability. That's the word I keep coming back to. You could be the kindest person, but if you have resting, bothered face, nobody can read that warmth. You're broadcasting threat.
It's about aligning your broadcast with your actual intent.
Exactly. Are you open? Then uncross your arms. Are you listening? Then tilt your head. Are you safe? Then show your palms.
There's a really nice thought to end on here. We often treat social interactions as just a means to an end. I need to do these cues to get the sale. But Vanessa argues the connection is the point.
We're always waiting for the end of the movie to be happy. Once I get the promotion, then I'll relax.
Yeah.
But the science shows the happiness comes from the sync. From the moment the triple nod works and you feel someone open up to you.
So don't be a penguin.
Don't be a penguin. Don't walk around with your arms pinned to your sides, protecting yourself from a threat that isn't even there.
Flash a palm, tilt your head, and maybe spill a smoothie or two. It might just be the most competent thing you do all day. Thanks for deep diving with us. We'll see you next time.